So, I like Digimon, as you've probably noticed on this channel. I got into the franchise a few years back with Cyber Sleuth, but it didn't really interest me all too much, despite thinking it was a good game. What really got me into the franchise was when I started watching the anime. And since enough time has passed since Ghost Game's ending, I feel like I ought to give my opinions on the anime. What are my favorite seasons? What seasons do I think would be, the goodest and the baddest? And also remember, this is just my opinion. It's not a definitive list. And if any of this pisses you off, go outside. Talk to a woman. Like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into it. Yeah, no, I don't have to explain myself, do I? Try is at the bottom because it's 6 movies of ass, trash, and just straight up horrendousness. Character inconsistencies, plot holes, just generally bad writing. I respect the freedom of speech, but if I somehow get comments, in general, or especially on this video, defending Try, I will go low tier god on you. This is your only warning. I know some of you are gonna disagree with some of my takes in this video, but can we at least agree Try fans deserve no respect? Number 10. What a jump up in quality, from the Mariana Trench of terribleness to just good old-fashioned bad. I will say the first arc is fine, nothing outstanding, but it's good. And then it keeps going and all those characters who could have been cool get wasted and by the final arc just become cheerleaders. I swear, the one who gets it the worst is Koichi. I thought he was going to be this cool badass. That's when he got redeemed, but I'm not going to go into detail, but I have been warned multiple times by my local barkeeper to stop ranting about how little sense his family situation with Koji makes. The worst part is he does nothing after being redeemed. He just does nothing and then dies because he's a Leomon. He doesn't even get to be in Susanomon. Like that's fucked up if you ask me. He doesn't even get to be part of Susanomon. That's like making Merciful Mode without Takeru's Angemon. Like what the fuck? And do I even need to explain how fucking trash the final arc was? Like, oh, we're the Royal Knights, we're gonna be evil. Why? Cause fuck you, wanna spend 10 episodes achieving nothing? Sure thing. And then they destroy the planet and Kyle Broflovsky's mom is the final boss unless you watch Japanese, then it's Frieza. Then he enters human world and then they kill him. And the end. This show just sucks. It doesn't suck 100% like Try, but I actually like some things about Frontier, but like it sucks. But let's talk about the positive. Takia is pretty cool. He's a standard gogglehead, but he's one done right and has a great brotherly dynamic with my other favorite character of this season, Tomoki. Tomoki started out as a sniveling little kid who gets bullied into going to the digital world, but Tomoki develops over this series. The arc is all about him learning to stand up for himself. And by the end of this series, when he meets back up with his bullies, he even forgives them for pushing him onto that train. And lastly is Cherubimon. Part of why the final arc sucks so bad is because such an interesting and tragic villain got replaced by nothing characters. He was part of the Archangels who were formed after the war between Beast and Human Digimon, and due to being the only Beast Digimon in the group, he grew paranoid that Ophanimon and Seraphimon were undermining his efforts. And to be fair, he had a point. Like, y'all couldn't have put another Beast Digimon in there or something? Like, come on now. Ultimately, Frontier, in my opinion, is bad. It squandered most of its potential, but there are parts that I like, so it's automatically better than Try. Number 9, the young hunters who leapt through time. This is just a 20 episode filler arc at the end of Cross Wars that never got dubbed, and honestly, you're not missing much. If anything, actually no, Gumdramon was pretty cool. I like Gumdramon. Yeah, underrated partner Dino Dragon partner. But yeah, no, most people just noticed because of the crossover, and yeah, that was cool. Like, but like that's it. Like, if you like Cross Wars, go ahead, watch it. But like, it exists. And that's about all I can say about it. No, wait. There's a plot twist near the end where the main villain, not villain, rival, the main rival's partner Digimon is the main villain. Like, he worked independently of the rival. But it's just like, yeah, no, I'm evil now. Fuck you, rival kun. I never loved you. It's like, that kind of sucks. I wish they got to like do more with that. That would have been an interesting plot point. I don't know. Number 8, Adventure 2020, and from mid to mid, at the very least, I can say 2020 occasionally stimulated my brain with some of its plot points, like Alteris and Sagittarius modes for Metal Greymon and Wergurumon. Honestly, I feel like everything up to Millenniumon was fine, the absolute neglect of Blitzgreymon aside. Then the last 17 episodes are filler until we get to Negamon, and honestly, this show isn't terrible. I think if you just clean up the structure a bit, have everyone get focused before the final arc, and not have Taichi in every episode end on Millenniumon, you could have had something great, but instead, we got 2020. The show and the year. Number 7, Cross Wars. Finally, a good, albeit flawed show. Let's start with the good. I love the concept of Cross Wars. Gang Wars are just cool. The fact that humans have multiple partners is awesome, and the Digimon for the most part are well developed and characterized. The problem comes in when we get to the human cast, and they're fine, but nothing you haven't seen before. Taiki is a typical gogglehead who always puts the needs of others ahead of himself. I would think this would lead to a character arc where he learns to put himself before others if need be, but no. Kiriha's fine, I guess. He's really just angsty blue character with familial issues that was in every season of the anime up until this point, but instead of a dog, this one's got a T-Rex. Nene could have been cool. She was forced to work with the big bad to save her brother, but once she starts working with Taiki, she starts dressing up in these weird get-ups on some Gentoku from Build shit. But unlike Gentoku, this doesn't ruin her character, as Nene uses these for espionage and not to be fucking stupid. God, can you tell I'm not enjoying my rewatch of Build? But yeah, the villains also suck. Lilithmon and Blastmon are morons. Skull Knightmon's actually pretty cool. And Bagaromon must have the comfiest throne in the digital world, because he does nothing but sit on it till the final arc, and then he dies, and then he opens up a clock shop for a living, and I don't know. Hunters was weird. Number 6, 02. Oh, 02, what could have been. I actually like 02 more than the average fan. I think the human characters are great, the Jogress pairings work, and generally I like a lot of what this show has going on, but then, Dark Sea is never really explained. Also, the villains suck. Arukenimon started off cool, but then Momimon shows up and turns her into a laughing stock with his unfunny bullshit. The Daemon Corp is weird because they're working towards the same goal as Oikawa, but they're fighting for some reason. It does lead to a nice scene with Ken opening a digital gate to the Dark Ocean, and Myoismon comes back, but he doesn't have that same charisma that made him such a fun villain in the original Digimon Adventure. The only good villains, in my opinion, are Ken, who has one of my favorite episodes in all of Digimon, and Oikawa, who works as an inverse to Ken. A look into what Ken would have been like had it not been for Daisuke reaching out his hand to help him. Ultimately, 02 is a flawed season of the anime, and as a successor to the original adventure, it doesn't hit the same heights as its predecessor, but I think it gets enough right that I'd gladly call it a worthy successor to the original Digimon Adventure. Number 5, Digimon Universe Appmon. Oh shit, it's a show no one cared about till Ghost Game. Seriously, the only reason most of the fandom watched this is because they either saw that one episode about Publimon and remembered, oh shit, Appmon exists, or people on Twitter ranting about how Ghost Game is the worst thing to happen to this franchise since I got chlamydia from drinking the urine of that girl dressed up as a Renamon at Comic-Con. But that aside, does Appmon stand out on its own? Is it only as popular as it is right now because people had it to because people weren't happy with Ghost Game and wanted something to compare it to? The answer to that is a resounding yes. It does stand up on its own, not that it's bad and people just wanted something to compare Ghost Game to. I mean, they did want that. They did want to compare this to Ghost Game. That's why in every review of Appmon, it's like, oh, well, Ghost Game Appmon did this, and when Ghost Game didn't, and like, the show is good on its own merits. Okay. Better. Haru is a great gogglehead who has aspirations of grandeur but no real direction in life, and this works great to help him bounce off the other characters, like Eri, who wants to be a top model to make people smile, Asuka, who wants to be a big YouTuber but also run his family's dojo, and Rei, a genius hacker who starts off as antagonistic towards the gang before opening up to them, that he just wants to save his little brother's life. The Appmon partners are also great, full of personality, and you can't help but love them. I will say the villains are kind of weak. The God Appmon don't get enough time to really shine, and some of the pacing is a bit wonky, but it's not as bad as fucking Eugen. Spoilers, by the way, because y'all decided to only care about this show 3 months ago. Eugen is a childhood friend or love interest of Haru, and he's good at everything. He is everything Haru wants to be, and so much more. With this great dynamic going to... Surely Eugen's a great character. He's an evil robot. Okay, this isn't bad. I love the idea. Of this twist. Unfortunately, Eugen spends zero fucking time with the Appmon gang, so we as the audience never grow a real bond. The final arc still works, mind you, but Haru is doing all the emotional heavy lifting. I know, I think the idea is awesome, they even had the balls to kill off Eugen permanently at the end. But I don't care about Eugen. Yeah, he's dead, that sucks, but I only care because Haru cares. And I like Haru. But yeah, Appmon is good. Flaws aside, I would totally recommend giving it a watch. This show absolutely deserves all the love it can get. Y'all just need to stop comparing it to number 4, Ghost Game. I wonder how much hate I'm gonna get for this one. Yes, the most recent season of the anime ended a while back, and people weren't too happy that it was the E word. They said it was gonna be the E word on press releases, but whatever. I don't care that it's the E word. I like Ghost Game. It's a season I just never got bored of. I was always ready to watch the next episode because I know. I just love this show and its characters. I was always ready to see them go on their next adventure. I know they should have done this. They should have done that. I don't care. All right? I don't care. I don't give a fuck shit nor damn. Yeah, it would have been cool if Angoromon's ultimate was a crazy berserker who killed the president of the United States and made the Ghost Gamers outlaws on the run for the government, but like, I like the E-word adventures this show took us on, regardless of if Gulu Scamamon showed up or not. And I enjoy Ghost Game. That's good enough for me. Episodic. It's episodic. Fuck you. Stop being a little bitch. Well, number 3, Adventure. Well, here we are at the top 3. And the season to kick it off is the very first to ever do it. The original Digimon Adventure. It's such a heart-filled show that despite its large cast, juggles them so effectively. I can't hate a single one of these kids. They're all so good, except maybe Hikari. She doesn't really do anything. I don't know what I can say that hasn't been said 100 times by now. The original Digimon Adventure is just amazing. It's the first and still one of the best seasons of Digimon. Were the villains a little underwhelming? Yeah, I didn't find many of them that intimidating or even interesting, besides my Otismon, who had, again, a pretty nice charisma about him, but man, everything else about this show is just, I don't know. It's got this magic to it, this feeling that once you hear that Mugen Dai no Yume wo, you don't care. Number 2, Tamers. Y'all remember that time Digimon let a conspiracy theorist write a season and it ended up being wild as shit? Tamers is such a great season due to its blend of childhood optimism and Lovecraft horror. Characters are basic. Takato is a gogglehead. Lijan is smart. Ruki is blue girl with parental issues who has a dog for a partner. But it's true, the more amped up stakes of this season, those characteristics are driven to their breaking point, just so they can come back even stronger. The only thing I can say about this season that I don't like are his lack of anything, really. He doesn't do anything. Alice just kind of shows up, giving the Tamers the ability to biomerge in the human world. Yeah, no, that made no sense to me, but everything else is perfect, especially Appmon and Jerry's arcs. It's to the point where I almost don't want to recommend Tamers as a first season for anyone interested in Digimon, because it's just one hell of a season to follow up on. But there is one season left that I think usurps Tamers. Number 1, Digimon Savers is the best season of the anime in my opinion. Masaru is my favorite gogglehead, and he doesn't even wear them. Toma is a fantastic blue boy with parental issues who has a dog for a partner, and Ikuto's story with his family being Digimon's version of Tarzan, it's just so good. Yoshino is fine, she's really underdeveloped in my opinion, but everything else besides those people Kurata made into Digimon is perfect. Villains, heroes, motives, everything in between. Kurata! I hate this bastard, it's amazing. He is the most fun Digimon villain. 'Cause he is always doing the most heinous shit. This man blackmails Toma with a cure for his disabled sister. And then he gets ripped in half by the gravitational pull of 2 universes. It's amazing. Oh, and the final arc. Oh, it's the best final arc in Digimon. I so highly recommend Savers to any fans of Digimon who haven't seen it yet. And I will say, watch it subbed. Yeah, you missed out on Citramon, but it's a small price to pay for the actual nuance of the show. I fucking love it, Digimon Sabers, man. It's so fucking good. Oh, Agumon burst mode in the final episode was so good. Anyway, that's it for my ranking of every season of Digimon. I hope you enjoyed it. I just felt like making this video because it was 3 in the morning and the voices were telling me to write a script. And with that, I'll see you